is my question. Like I said, the videos I'm going to show is just going to round up all the things we've learned. So from the video, what did you learn? Let me go to my friends here. You can come. 2 people. Let's have 2 people quickly. Okay, there are 3 now. Come. Please be quick. What did you learn? I hope you saw and understood it.
I learned that we should be creative in life.
We should be creative. We should be creative. Let's give it up for him. Oh, Sheila is gone. Sheila is the one giving the prizes. So you also get your 20 cedis airtime and an additional gift. Let's give the mic to the other person. Hey, there are 4 now. So now you see, people are very bold. Whether I call them or not, they just come up. Please, nobody should come again. We have 4 people here. So let's have you.
I've learned that I need to be creative. I need to be bold and do something that others will see and think it's amazing. It's wonders that they can also do it.
Exactly. Let's clap for her. Exactly what I saw in the video. You know, we have to do something that is wow, like the clap we learned about last year. Because when you look at the video, I mean, nothing will tell you that these are human beings who have painted their bodies. You would think it's a lion. When you think it's this animal, then you get to know it's a human being. How were they able to create this? And we've learned a lot about being daring, believing in ourselves, being creative, and being very bold. So what did you learn from the video?
I learned that we all have amazing talent hidden inside us, and we can all help put smiles on other people's faces by doing amazing things.
Great.
Thank you.
Great. The last one.
I learned that human brain so is compacted with things. So if you identify your talent, do it. Go ahead and do it. And when you do it, you'll see everything beautiful and put smiles on the life.
Clap for her. I love her. The actions she's doing. She's using the hands, pushing for something to happen. And that is what we all are being encouraged to do today. She said the human brain has a lot of talents. It's true. I mean, sometimes we just feel we have it, or sometimes we feel we don't have it. But we all have something. I mean, from the same womb. I'm sure I've spoken about my kids here. You have children who are from, all of them are from your womb, and they come with different talents. And so all of us have a gift. Now, how do we harness this gift? And one of the things we learned from the CFO of MTN is not comparing yourself with other people. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't learn from other people. But she kept on saying, be you. Identify what is in you. And that's very important, because sometimes we want to do what others are doing, which may not necessarily be us. It may not necessarily suit us. Let me share one story of a service provider that I greatly respect. And I'll show you a notice she put up. Can I have that notice? Or maybe let me read before I show you. This is also another test. So, Mr. Producer, don't show it yet, because I want to read out the notice, and then I'll ask a question for someone to win prizes. So I'm going to read this notice, and then you tell me the profession this person is in. Okay, please listen attentively. So when I entered the office of this person, this is what he had. He said, customers are to make 60% advance payments. So this is a notice he's put there. Customers are to make 60% advance payments. Customers must make full payments before picking up their jobs. Customers must be ready before bringing their jobs else their jobs will not be received. Jobs received without advance payment after 3 days will be sent to storage. Okay, so this is a notice. The notice is in the person's office when you enter. I'll show you the picture after you've given me the answer. So what do you think the person does? Can I have 1 or 2 people? Anybody who is able to guess the profession correctly? I'll give the person 2 of the airtime, 40 cedis airtime, and another gift. Please, I don't want an invasion. 1 person is here. Wait. The first person to guess correctly. This one, if you don't get it, you will get a souvenir, but I'm not giving you airtime. So tell me what the person does.
He's the manager.
He's a manager. Okay, you stand aside. We'll listen to everybody, and then I'll show you what the person does.
He's an entrepreneur.
He's an entrepreneur. What kind of entrepreneur? Because you have to break it down. You have to tell me what he does. Entrepreneur is too broad.
He does business.
What kind of business?
Come later.
Okay. You stand there. Let's listen.
He's a businessman who sells the product to the people who buy it on credit or who acquire the note.
Okay. Let's give it to the next person.
I think he's a sales manager.
He's a sales manager. Okay. The last 2, let's hear from them.
A business manager.
A business manager. The last one.
An entrepreneur.
You see, you are all saying entrepreneur, but entrepreneur does something, isn't it? So tell me exactly what the person does. Please, nobody should come up again. I beg you. I beg you, otherwise we won't close. I have just 4 minutes left, and I have to show 1 more video.
An entrepreneur, he delivers information about the business that he do and how he care for the customers.
Okay. Where are the last 2 people who joined?
He's a seamstress.
He's a seamstress. Okay. You've spoken already. Can we have the picture of this person with the notice? Mr. Producer. He's a shoemaker. Can you? He's a shoemaker. I mean, we call them cobblers. This is not a shoemaker as in he makes shoes. He mends shoes. And you know the typical, in Ghana we call them shoemakers. You all know what I'm talking about. The typical shoemaker has a small box, with is it the hammer, that he uses. And a bit of the advanced shoemaker has the small table in a corner. This is the shoemaker that I was taking to my husband. When I said I had a very good shoe. I mean, not that my shoes are not good, but there are certain things that it's like you don't want to give it to just anybody. So I said, I want a very good shoemaker who can mend this shoe very well. And he said, let me take you somewhere. And we went all the way to the place. And when we went, and I saw this notice. And so when I gave my shoes to him, and I asked him, how much are you charging? And then he mentioned the amount, I think 150 or 120 for 2 pairs of shoes. And I said, hey, this one there is an executive shoemaker. Then he laughed. So then I said, let me take your picture. And I said, oh, can you reduce it? Then he said, read the notice. That's what he told me. He said, read the notice. That's why I've put up the notice. Here, my fees have been put up. The cost of my services are on my notice board. You either pay, or if you think you can't pay, you just go to another place. And what did I do? I paid. So, when we talk about adding value to what you do, you are the one who determines the value of your business. Okay, none of you got it right. Why? Because you were all thinking about manager. Yes, he's the manager of his shoe mending business. And he's rented a whole shop. And he has equipment. So you get some prizes for being bold. Let's clap for them. They get some prizes for being bold. Okay, so whatever your gift is, whatever your talent is, don't look down upon it. You know, people will pay so much for what others are not considering as important. And this is the reason why we are here. We are here to encourage ourselves, to change our mindset, and to change our attitude towards things. And every single one of us, let me have the picture. Can you roll the picture of the painting? There are some pictures I sent you of a drawing. Can you just show them? And let's see the next one. Okay, so you can keep rolling them. So this is my last born. She draws these things. And if you ask me to draw a pencil or a football, I cannot draw it. But anytime she sits down, she's just drawing. You know, she's just drawing. That's what she does every time. And so you see the gift she has. But sometimes we say, oh, what are you going to do with this gift? We see people who are exhibiting gifts and we question the gifts. We don't encourage them. We tell them, but you, this thing you are doing, what is it going to fetch you? But whatever gift you've been given, whatever talent you've been given, if you take it seriously, it could make you, and like as CFO said, you don't do something that will just give you money. Consider the impact you are making. Consider the value you are also adding to someone's life. And this is why we are here. We are here to change our orientation about ourselves, about our societies, about our communities. And we have to get serious because sometimes it's as if some of us are just ticking the box. We are going to school because our parents want us to go to school. We are in a particular class because we just happen to be promoted there. We chose a certain course because we happen to be, you know, you are very good, so you have to do science, or you have to do arts. And like our pastor said, everybody wants to be a doctor, a lawyer. There are so many professions in this world, even photography. I personally, you know, when I saw the way people were using phones to take pictures, at a point in time, I thought the photography business will go down. I always said, hey, what's the future of all these big cameras people are investing in? But today, filmmakers, producers, photographers are making more than they used to make when the phone was not there. You see the value they are adding to pictures. You look at people's wedding, and people have special interest or special areas within photography. Some are just covering weddings. Some are just covering events. Some are just doing portraits. And so if you know your passion, you will know where your passion is leading you. So whether you decide to go into a vocation, whether you decide to be an entrepreneur, and I'm happy that today we started with the business ideas that our brother got us to do. And I found it amazing that within a short time, people would think about these things. But sometimes we just do it. We go back and we sleep. But we have very good examples of our pastor, Mr. Ibrahim here. And we have our CFO, who is the first Ghanaian CFO. FTN has always had foreigners being the head of the finance team, the chief finance officer. But we didn't just get a Ghanaian, we also got a woman. Okay, so we have to believe in ourselves and we have to dream big. I mean, for me, what I'm taking home today is bigger and bolder. Whatever you have to do, you have to think big and you have to be bolder. If you are bold, be bolder. If you are not bold, be bold. If you are thinking small, think big. And if you are thinking big, think bigger. So for me, what I'm learning from here, I'm just taking the first part of what we did. You know, being a bold and outstanding young person. And I want to be bigger and bolder. So B&B, that's what I'm going to take home from now till God willing, we meet again next year, August. I'm going to be bigger, I'm going to be bolder because I've learned a lot. Let's see the last video. I mean, a lot of people say, in Africa, can we do this, can we do that? Let me show you what a group of teenagers in South Africa did, which was captured by CNN. Let's watch that last video.
Who thought that teenagers who knew nothing about aviation could build a plane and it could be perfectly safe? Who thought that teenagers who knew nothing about aviation could build a plane and it could be perfectly safe and it is going to fly from Cape Town to Cairo? I'm Agnes Siamela. Who thought that teenagers who knew nothing about aviation could build a plane and it could be perfectly safe and it is going to fly from Cape Town to Cairo? I'm Agnes Siamela and I built the beautiful wings on this plane, and I also built the center fuselage, and I also built the horizontal and the vertical stabilizer.
First they thought that the plane won't fly, it's just a model. My name is Resoho Moroka and I'm 18 years old. And I built the central fuselage, which is known as the cockpit. It's over here.
My name is Lesego Mahlodi Ngwasheng. I am 16 years old. So this part that sticks up is what I was actually building. Because we live in a society that's so stereotypical, especially when it comes to teenagers, a lot of people were actually shocked. Like, what are they doing? This was just a dream. It was going to fail.
It took us 10 days to build this plane. It was very difficult because you had to read from engineering manuals and you need to have a 3D type of brain to be able to see what you're doing.
Building this airplane was not an easy task at all. It came with a lot of challenges, mostly because it was the first time holding, some of the tools that we were using to build this airplane.
The challenges that I faced was teamwork. But then I learned that if I can change my point of view, my own perspective, I can work in a team.
So we're going to be flying this plane from Cape Town to Cairo. Then we're going to be flying that tens and thousands of kilometers. I don't even know how much it is.
I've always wanted to become a commercial pilot, but this project has helped me realize that there are other things in aviation besides just flying an airplane.
I would like to tell my peers and youth and everyone, if we can build a plane, you can build a spaceship. You can do whatever you want to do.
For being here. So I think it's time for us to move on to our next discussion. But like I said, before we close, we will come back. We will have a short message from MTN and we'll give out all the airtime that are here and the gifts. So if this kids, 16-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 18-year-olds from South Africa could build this plane in 10 days, then you can also do it. If they could, you also can. Dream big, be bolder, and like I said, be bigger and bolder. Thank you very much.
Martha Anabila is a young, energetic, and passionate young lady who finds fulfillment in volunteerism, advocacy, and commitment to youth development in all aspects that will produce a positive change in young people and the vulnerable. She is the founder and CEO of Martha Inspires Foundation, a youth-led organization which started in January 2016. She is a brilliant writer, a youth advocate who is privileged to mentor young people she comes into contact with. Over the past 8 years, she has actively supported in improving literacy among the rural child. Her activities and love for her work, as well as her passion for children, has increased school enrollment and helped build the self-esteem of young people. She's organized several donations, health screenings, among other humanitarian activities. She has received several recognitions recognitions. Among them are the 100 Most Outstanding Female Changemakers in Ghana 2021, the Humanitarian of Honor Award in 2020, and the Promising Female in Leadership Award from the National Youth Authority. She has a degree in Business Management from the University of Cape Coast and is currently pursuing her Master's in Humanitarian Resource Management at the University of Cape Coast. She's the executive producer and host of her own show, The Reflection Show, which airs on Truth TV every Thursday and Saturday at 8:30 p.m. She's very eloquent, intelligent, and outspoken, and has inspired young ladies to aim better in life and achieve their goals. She's a great inspiration to the youth and even adults with her words and actions. She's the author of the book Inspiration for Purpose, which has inspired so many lives, and she's aspiring to release more books in the coming years.
A special and a wonderful good afternoon to every one of you. It's amazing having to organize and host the 8th edition of the Youth Empowerment Summit. It's not been easy. And I remember yesterday someone sent me a message and a lot of things. And one key thing that got my attention was when she said, "I am proud of your growth." And everyone who has started with us know that over the years, something keeps improving. Even in my personal life, I keep learning. That shows that if you have been consistent with us and you are here today, it means that next year, something different should change from yourself as a young person. Is that okay? So we'll have a panel discussion where we'll answer most of your questions. Then later, we'll have other dignitaries who are available to also share their nuggets of knowledge and wisdom with us. But I do some special acknowledgement. Of course, we've already met our first speaker, Mr. Ibrahim Mustafa. Do you know that he was the one that named me Martha in Spice? In fact, he chose the name Martha in Spice Foundation. I had so many names, but I didn't know, and he settled on Martha in Spice Foundation. There is this man over there. He gave me, Kofi Labi, he gave me my first set of books when I was starting the reading clinic. He gave me my first set of books when I was starting the reading clinic. Thank you so much, Kola. We call him Kola, Kofi Labi. Hajia Alima has been an amazing person. Last year, I wasn't surprised when she won the most influential woman in Northern Region. She is very influential. And anytime you get to this woman, you will know that as a young person, she will make you bold and outstanding. Madame Rhoda, recently she won some MTN, I think Heroes of Change. She's one of the winners. She is the executive director for Songba Smokes, and Songba is an organization that helps young people to unearth their talent through smokes and also shea butter. Please give us a wave, Madame Rhoda. She's a great award winner and also a Yali fellow, right? Her accolades are plenty. I can't really mention them. And we have Dr. Nancy. She is the executive director for We North, an organization that is training so many young women and making sure that they are just in the Tibet agenda. When my pastor was speaking, I saw that she and Hajia, Madam Mariama were like, yeah, because that is their field. And we are privileged, of course, to have Hajia Mariam. She is the former MCE for Sanargu District. So it's really a great privilege to have her here. And she's also the executive director for Girls to Women Foundation. And our chairperson, you all know her. As for my mother, anytime I go to her office, she in fact, there's a lot. Just go to Dabopa and see the things they have done. They have built their own tricycles. Yes, true or false? Their bus was not working, and the students themselves brought the bus back to life. Most of their buildings in the school are built and painted by their students. Yes. When Auntie Gina was speaking, every young person has a dream. And sometimes it's very difficult to get partners or sponsors to believe in your dream. I hadn't met her personally, It was just chatting online, and she was able to support us in 2018, and she's been so consistent. MTN Ghana, I keep saying that if I hadn't met Auntie Gina, I don't know what my organization and the Youth Summit would have been of. And I keep saying that she gave me wings to fly when I was even struggling to crawl. Please, let's give a special clap to Madame Georgina Asari Fiegbenu. She's also Ohene Yere. She's the wife of the chief of Adidome. I hope I got that correct. She's an amazing person. I see Presec. Please give me a wave. Presec, if you are here. And also St. Charles, Tamasco, Ganasco, Paana, Tolong Senior High School, okay, Dabopa, Savulugu Senior High School, Kalisco, Batsco, our teachers, School of Hygiene at the other far end there. And I have IBM and J, Institutes of Business Management and Journalism. Please, where are the IBM and J? Oh, okay, sorry, I was looking. Thank you so much for coming. Kumbungu Senior High School. Okay. And also, I want to acknowledge some of our partners, Songtaba, young people from Songtaba. I believe you came with some other young people. Thank you for coming. Twillium, who will be refreshing us after the event. Then GNTDA. Please, thank you so much for coming. There is a lady, if I can get her name, the first person to come here today. Please, I think we'll give you a special award. I've missed where she was sitting. She's the first person that entered this auditorium today. Yes, please, let's clap for her. Please, we'll give you a special award. I will not forget. Even if it's not on stage, I will not forget. And then We North, I see the young people there at We North. Afri Youth, thank you for coming. Ghana Progressive Hairdressers Association. Then Tamale Hangouts, offline hangout. Thanks for coming. UDS. Okay, just few of them. Vitin Senior High School. Vitin. Hey, Vitin. Okay, you are there, but yeah, let me see your hand. I see Tisek. Tisek, are you here? Ghana TVET Service. Ghana TVET Service and Informal Apprentice, the association. The hairdressers, the painters. Please, let me see a wave from all of you. Please, let me see a wave. And the weavers, all of you. Those in the informal sector. And I see Mr. Ibrahim Yunus here. Please give us a wave. And I see one of the very outstanding counselors we have in the Northern Region, Councillor Sami. Please give us a wave. And thank you so much for coming. I would like to say a special thank you to our teachers. This event will not be here if you are not here. Please, let's clap for our teachers. It's a weekend, but they sacrifice to bring the students here. And they are doing this so well for over the years. Please, thank you so much. My words may not be enough. I may not have silver and gold, but I believe that the impact you are partnering with us to make in the lives of these young people will never go unnoticed. Thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate that. Wind and Fire Media. So please let me do 1 second advertisements for them. If you have an event like this, a wedding, whatever you have, and you want the best outstanding production team in Ghana, please come to Wind and Fire Media. And I have Viera Vintage, our cameraman. So Vintage, he does this UNICEF, Alinea Foundation, where you want that person who will come out with documentaries for you, MCN. Please see this amazing young man after the program. And to our main sponsor, MTN Ghana, we believe that next year you'll be here again. And guess what? 2025, we are turning 10 years. So we are going to start planning our 10th anniversary right after this event because a lot goes in there. So we are still calling for more partners because so much is going to be done. In the next 2 months, we are going to reopen our reading clinic that is going to be at Bywater. You will see all the adverts on social media. We need books, we need pencils, we need all of that for our reading clinic. Please don't forget. Sweda Ghana, thank you so much. Hajia, I'll just put a phone call through and it is done. Songtaba, thank you so much for partnering with that again. Mixie is outside. You see them here. When you finish, even though we'll give you refreshment and you are stepping out, just go to their stand, just grab a cup of Mixie and just network. Don't be in a hurry to go home and just network. Thank you so much. Norsac also supported this. Glow Events gave us a very good discount on all the furniture that you see here. Twillium, TLC. Auntie Jenna, you forgot to mention TLC, but she will talk more about that when she comes. We not. And Delex Finance, they are out there. If you want to have an account, they had a conversation with us before we kickstart the program. Activista, are you here? Activista. I don't want to take so much time, so I will just really end here with all the acknowledgement. And once I get more from the registration team, please, I would continue. I'd like to invite Ibrahim Mustafa, Auntie Gina, and Madame Mariama Mahama on stage. I believe Ajia Lima can join us. We want to do the questions and answers at this point. Can you become somebody if you don't have confidence? And somebody is asking how they can choose a role model.
All right, so let me do the first question. And I see you have a lot in your hands, so it means our answers have to be very brief. So yes, can you become somebody? I'm sure that the fact that you're existing means that you are somebody. And that's what we are talking about. There are levels of greatness. I believe that's what we want to get to. We want to be better than we are. And so if you don't have confidence, you will not go far because you will not have the confidence to be able to show up when people are going to where, for example, a lot of influencers are going because you don't believe in yourself. And so you may have something good to offer. But when people are called, then we all used to do that. You'll be in class, you are called to answer a question. Because you are timid, you can't answer. So nobody even knows that you know it. And sometimes you can be so gripped with fear that it paralyzes you. We've all been there before. You go to a place, you know you can speak. You can speak better than those who are there, but you are afraid. Yeah. So it's sort of fear limits you. I mean, so you may be good at what you do, but if you are not bold, if you are not very confident, it will limit how far you go.
Okay,
Thank you.
So let me come to Hajia on this. How can you choose a role model?
Yeah, so how do you choose a role model? Very important question. I think that the one who asked the question is a question that each of them wanted to respond to. In the first place, choosing a role model has to also to do with one's interest. You should be guided by what is your interest and what are you dreaming to achieve. And in that thinking and in that analysis of wanting to know who you want to be, it will guide you to choose the right person. Because you need the right person to really guide you, so that you can reduce the time that you would have used if you didn't have a guide. So it's important to know who you want to be confident to where you want to go, dream bigger as Auntie Gina told us, and then you will get a role model to be able to help you.
Okay, the next question is, please, can failure make you a greater person in life one day? If yes, how can one overcome his fears? Let me, Ibrahim, we're going to answer that.
Yes. I think when they give birth to a young person, a young child, when that child starts to walk, they will not just start running, they start to crawl. When they get up and they will fall back. They keep doing that until they become good. That shows us that we need to even fail to be able to push ahead. So failure can actually make you a strong person. Failure can actually help you to stand out from the crowd. One critical example that maybe in the northern region, because it's the northern region, there was a time one guy came to me and said, oh, I want to start a TV station. And I said, TV station though, Mamani. They said, yes, that's where he wanted to start. So we gathered resources. But I was looking at myself. In myself, do I look like a TV station or someone who can do it? But I said, no, we can do it. So we wrote proposals, sent them around to Total Supplies. I can remember we went to Boku, went to Yendi to meet the chief. 2 years, it never happened. We kept failing from one person to another. And today, many of you know NTV. That is how NTV started. So if you don't fail, you can't make it.
Just a quick one. Another question. How can you overcome fear? Maybe in one sentence, you can just indicate how one can overcome fear.
You can overcome fear by doing whatever you are supposed to do. Commit to speak. If they ask you a question, raise up your hand, you are committing. You will fail. Your voice will shake. You will make mistakes. But the moment you start to say, yes, I'm going to speak, the next time you are going to get better. But if you don't commit, in class, you ask a question, 1 + 1. Everybody's mute because they are afraid. The teacher will say it's 2. And you say, I knew this. So you need to what? Commit first. Practice. And you can do it.
The questions are just coming. So I'm going to box some of the questions together because some of them are very similar. What are some of, like somebody is asking, effective strategies involving as a young person to help you make decisions in your life? So whether the community or the society level. And then how do you measure the effectiveness of that decision that you've taken for empowerment initiatives? So it's all about effective decision making.
Thank you for the question. Yes. I, in my opening remarks, made a comment. You are lucky to be participating in this youth summit, where you have very experienced people sharing their expertise with you. It is one way of helping you make effective decisions because you have listened to other people's decisions, you have listened to other people's stories. That is likely to be similar to your story, and that would encourage you to think from the point of view that, yes, this fellow was also from this environment and went through this number of hurdles, managed to surmount them, and has reached this level. So I am on course. It is possible for me to do it. Fortunately, apart from my sister that I'm not sure of, all of us, the rest of us here have a northern background. And up here, our stories are the same or similar. If we were able to take decisions to make it, you are lucky to have us right with you. We are living here in Tamale with you, and you can have physical access to us. Not only by, you can even have role models that are distant, but you are fortunate to have us right within you from the same stock. So we are available. Talk to us when we finish. Talk to your colleagues, and that would help you shape the sort of decisions you want to take. Thank you.
I want to send this question to Hajia. Somebody is asking that she wants to start an organization for young girls who have been married and how to empower them with something entrepreneurial. How does she start an organization like that?
How does she start an organization? I think that she's already started. Just thinking about it already is a move. I think that since morning we've been told that it is important, whatever you think, you start it. So just thinking about it, it is fine. So the other way I would advise is that he start talking to people like he's doing, start mentioning it, and you start getting advice that will shape. I think it's a he or.
The gender is not there.
That will shape the person to organize herself well or himself well and know who the right people to consult are. Starting an organization also means that you should be ready to agree that you can fail in the beginning, but you can succeed also at the end. So it is important that you have these two at your back of your mind, that it's good to start, get the right people, consult them, get exposure like this, any opportunity to learn, you take it, and then also consult the people already in the game, and then also have it at the back of your mind that you need to study the environment in which you want to do the business or whatever company or NGO you want to start, understand the social setting, and be ready that you can have ups and you can have downs, and you should be ready to face them. So you prepare for any of them, and you will win. Starting is important, and winning is also important. And the two must come together, and it is possible to get them. Thank you.
So,
most importantly, now you are in school, focus on school and finish school properly. That will form a basis. You can't be the CEO you want to be if your education is incomplete.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to pose this question for Ibrahim Mustafa. Somebody is asking how they can be a public speaker like you, and how do we get parents to support their talent? You know, we have this issue of parents not being that supportive.
To be a public speaker like me, first of all, just volunteer.
Please, a second. Please, I'm sorry, I can't take more questions because most of your questions are very similar. So I believe whatever they will say, it will answer your questions. Or when we step out and you see any of them, you can ask them. Thank you.
So, to me, if you don't have the audience, start to volunteer. Create opportunities for yourself to speak. I can quite remember when I started my public speaking institute. I just wanted people, organizations, and families to train for free. And I'm telling you, I'll send letters and they'll say no. Not like if you are here. I sent close to 10 letters because I was just starting up. So I started volunteering. For free. And now I can tell you that some of the organizations that said no to me cannot afford to pay me. So you need to start to volunteer, become an MC, ask questions in events, but practice. Above all, if you want to make it a business, register it and start to create opportunities. You are not limited.
Okay.
There's no limitation to what you can do. You can do it, and you can do more.
Someone just asked a question about anxiety, and I think that's just what you have just answered. So I will not really go back to that. Somebody is asking, youth of today are not patient. It's like we are in a hurry to achieve great things. How can we handle that? Auntie Gina, you want to take that?
So we've all spoken about how you need to start from somewhere. And so to the youth of today, you must understand the basics of everything. There always has to be a foundation. And I think our brother already spoke about how you think about when a child starts walking. The child is a baby, is being carried around. The child starts sitting, crawling, gets up, falls down. And so there's no way that you are going to get everything 100% from day one. You have to be patient, you have to wait, because you have to learn. Even if you have rich parents who will leave you 1 billion Ghana cedis, I'm telling you, if you don't go through, the processes we are talking about, you get to a point and all the money will be gone. And so patience is very key. You have to learn, you make mistakes, you correct them, and you keep going. That's something that you have to understand. I think I just want to put it simply that way. Thank you.
Okay.
I just want to add that behind anybody you see walking around, behind the person is a story. Until the person opens their mouth, you will not know that this is a movie story about. You see me today, you think I just got up and became a Jalima. No, it didn't happen one day. I started somewhere, I made mistakes, I was beaten, every other thing happened, but I learned, I became patient because I realized that I must achieve. Patience, if you don't have it, even religiously, in every religion there is patience, they preach patience. If you're a young person and you don't have patience, I think that is something that you need to start praying to have. You need to pray to have it so that you don't go chasing things that are not there. You would rather end up wasting your time, you have to reverse back. So the patience you didn't have, you will now have to get it the hard way. Please, we all have our stories, and it's because we were patient enough to build a story to be able to tell it one day. So use our story of patience and get the patience, but use common sense, use role models, and then you'll be faster. Even though you are patient, you can achieve still faster than we have done. Thank you.
Okay.
There's wisdom in the saying that patience moves mountains. If a driver decides to be impatient, what will happen to the passengers in the car? Whatever in life you need to do, patience is a very, very important value. Many people do not patronize African products or Ghanaian products because they think that we don't pay attention to details, we don't pay attention to finish. It all has to do with patience. In making my dress, if the seamstress wasn't patient enough to apply my measurement to it, it would either be too tight or too loose for me to wear. In the seats you are making, our pastor spoke about the welders. If they were not patient to apply their skills, by now the metals will be falling on people's heads. And what is the beauty of technology if it's going to crush people's heads? So patience in every sphere of life is very, very key. Thank you.
Okay, so I think I'm going through the questions, but it seems like most of the things they are saying is just answering most of the questions I'm having here. There are questions on how do you become a great person, and this one is just about how can online education transform us academically, and how has online education helps Ibrahim Mustafa, if you can handle that. The importance of online education. Maybe MTM might want to say something on what.
So online education, of course, is available to everybody. And the beauty about it is that no matter where you are, you have access to millions of information that has been put online. So whether you are in Tamale, you are in Accra, you are in the US, you can access the same information. Online, they say, has become a leveler because no matter where you are, so long as you have access to the internet, you all have the same information. So you can use it to educate yourself, but you have to choose wisely. I think that is where a lot of people falter. People go online. A lot of the young people spend hours and hours online watching jokes, things that will not really matter. Some are just watching women shaking, their bum. Some are just watching pornography or things that will not really impact them positively. So online is very good. Whatever information is there, remember that people put them there for a purpose. It can be positive or negative. But I think that there's more of positive information online, but you have to decide how to consume that information. And I will encourage you to always ensure that whatever you are consuming is impacting you positively. I want to keep the answers very brief so that we can move on. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
To add on to the online, I think we need to start also even creating opportunities online for others. As I'm seated here, I have like over 15,000 students on Udemy learning public speaking from me. And these are people from Europe, America, and other places. Can't you do the same? So let's not be consumers. Let's influence the online, because the online is you. You can create content to be able to reach out to people, not even in Ghana, but outside Ghana. UDS, I don't think they have like 15,000 students now on campus. But I'm sitting here with my smartphone with 15 students learning from me. You can do the same.
I want to add a little to that. And I want to tell everyone here that for us in the Bokwa, we are even using it as an opportunity to display our products, to make sales, even whilst you are still in school. It's a huge resource. When I was giving my remarks, I told you that when we were going to school, there wasn't electricity, not to talk of libraries, even physical libraries, not to talk of electronic libraries. Now you have the opportunity to have a limited resource. It's now left onto you to choose what will help you from the online platform to be able to go through your education and go through it well. Now, you cannot complain about disadvantages because there is that platform. Somebody from US will get, you can access it in Ghana. So focus on it, go in there, look out for the information, all the professorial lessons in all your subject areas are online. So go get them and improve upon yourselves, and you will build your capacity to be the great people you want to be in the future.
Okay, so I want to take final words now. Okay. Please, if I haven't asked your question word by word, it means that somebody probably had a question that was the same thing. So I believe that after the session, you can meet some of them and talk to them. So let me start from Auntie Janine and come this way. Final words on everything. Let's summarize.
Well, I think a lot have been said, and as I said in my remarks, no matter what level of development you are in now, remember that you can be better than you are today. And the fact that you are here shows that you want to be better. And so let's all go out with the nuggets that we were told today. Let's implement them. The challenge I have, with a lot of people is that we are very happy to attend a lot of seminars and, motivational sessions and all that. As soon as we step out of the room, it's as if everything, we live with everything. But make sure that whatever you've learned, you are going to implement it. Even if it's just one, being confident in yourself, believing in yourself, dreaming big. And I've said, dream big, bigger is bolder. Okay, be bolder or be bigger and be bolder. Those are the two words I'm taking out. I want to be bigger than I am. I want to think bigger than I am. For whatever I'm doing today, I want to do better. And I also want to be bolder because there are so many things that I've always wanted to do that I also haven't started. And so from today, I am going out there to be that better and outstanding person. So I wish that you also do same. So see you at the top.
Okay.
Thank you. It's been a great day of sharing. And I have learned a lot myself, and I know you have learned, gathering from what you came up to share with Madam Gina when it was time for you to come and answer questions. I have learned a lot. But one key thing I want to leave with you is be disciplined. Wherever you are, whatever you engage in, if you get indisciplined, you will turn everything upside down. So the key word I want you to take home is that be disciplined, be focused, and you will achieve whatever dreams you have in your mind to achieve. Okay. Thank you.
Please, those outside, if you can come in, we will be closing very soon. This is the most important part of the session where you can listen to more answers.
Yes, just to also say my closing remark. But before then, I want to say that this online question is very important to me because I know of lecturers in university. Their first degree, they did it online. From outside the country, they got degree, it was recognized. Second degree, recognized. They've done PhD, recognized. So the online, depending on how you see it, it's a very serious leveling ground for everybody. You will not have an excuse to say that you cannot learn from an outside university. Online provide that opportunity. So please, take it. The last, I think 2 years ago, Matter Inspires Foundation, I think Mustafa here did a presentation on online. I think 3 years ago, you were there. That was the day we... Oyiniyiri was also there that year that I was chairing. He made a presentation and he gave indicators of all the scholarship opportunities that online offers. If you spend 5 CD to buy data, of what use is that data to you? Have you learned using that 5 CD to access a scholarship portal? To see which school offers another opportunity, to download a course in construction that you want to do, in Thailand that you are interested in. That is how the online learning opportunity offers you. So I want to encourage you that it is something that we need to take up and take it. But my conclusive remark is to say that patience moves mountains.
Okay.
As young people, let's continue to be patient. Well, patient, Equip yourself with knowledge. Take up any opportunity as it comes. Do the networking that you need. And I can assure you that your rate of growth, even though you are patient, will still be faster than somebody who is not taking care of herself through opportunities that is offered. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Finally, Snappy, please.
Right. So my final comment is that, and I'll take this quote. It says, plant trees under whose shade you don't even intend to sit. I want you to know that you are not alone. There are people who are willing to support you. And in this part of the north, there are great people like Ibrahim Yunus, we have Abdul Ghaffar, we have Wedam Roda, we have Martin Spice, we have Hajia, and we have all the Hajias that we have. You are just getting started, and they are also getting started. Thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for your time. Go out and be great.
Thank you. 8 years in the life of Matter Inspired Foundation is a long time, and we thank God for how far He started with us and sustained the organization to this time, to the 8th year. We are of the belief that it is God that did it. We couldn't have done it all by ourselves. And we want to, on this important occasion, rededicate every aspect of Matter Inspired Foundation onto the hands of the Lord. Our dear Father, if you don't hold our hands and do it, we cannot do it. Come and do it, and even make it greater in the 9th and the 10th anniversaries that we are planning to achieve, and we will remember to give you glory and honor. This is our request, and we cut the cake in the name of our God the Father. All one hands. God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. Amen. That's a public prayer.
Please, let's welcome Dr. Nancy. Oh, we not. I thought you'd be clapping and shouting.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm just going to offer a short message, and that message is that is for mostly the women, but also the men, that you don't have to allow your gender or your sex to determine what you do in life. You can do whatever you want. And one example is the We North project, where we teach young women how to be plumbers, carpenters, welders, block layers, tilers, all kinds of things. And we call these the industrial trades. So we are supporting women in the industrial trades. We have about 30 women here who are in the industrial trades, and we think of them as pioneers in the North, because there are very few women in the industrial trades in the North. So, and we understand that some of the schools that promote women in industrial trades are here, and very have Madam Mariama Mahama here from Dabokpa, who is a real proponent of women in the trades, and also I understand Lama Shegu. You're also here, Lama Shegu Technical Institute. That's great. So we have a message for the pastor who initially said that he couldn't have furniture made in Tamale. We have young women who are carpenters who are very willing to take the time and do a quality job. Thank you very much.